Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jesney Pereira. My research question is, to what extent does the amount of hours on technology screens affect the neurological comprehension of people in ages 16 to 25? Over the last 10 years, technology has negatively impacted the neurological comprehension of the population in the age ranging from 2016 to 25. Technology negatively impacts humans' neurological comprehension in ways such as heightened attention deficit symptoms, impaired emotional and social intelligence, technology addiction, social isolation, impaired brain development, disrupted sleep, lack of attention, aggressive behaviors, and physical inactivity. In this graph done by the Bureau of Label Statistics in a research done from 2003 to 2015, you can see how the population's free time went from regular free time to screen time. In this orange line, you can see that this is the screen time, such as the stuff that we watch, TVs, movies, computers, games, email, and etc. And the dark blue line is our active leisure, such as sports, socializing, human interaction, crafts, exercising, recreation, and many more. As you can see for the orange line, from 2003 to 2005, you can see that our screen time used during our free time is pretty low. But you can see how it spikes from 2006 to 2015 and makes a huge jump. In the dark blue line, you can see our active leisure is very much used in our free time. And as it goes throughout 2008 to 2010, you can see a huge decrease in our active leisure during our free time and continues to spike up a bit and then spikes all the way down. So this just goes to show you that how our free time, we used to use it to have social interaction and better our health, but now we just use it as social time and screen time. In this graph, it shows how our hours a day increase into total screen time. The dotted line, black line, is the depression 11 to 13. The dotted gray line is the anxiety ages 11 to 13. The black regular line is depression ages 14 to 17, and the regular gray line is depression, anxiety 14 to 17. As you can see, the increase through the hours 1 to 2 to as much as 7 to plus hours, it can show that the anxiety and the depression increases as the hours go through our screen time. An excess amount of screen time can lead to an increase of general headache complaints, migraine-like headaches, digital eye strain symptoms, and light-sensitive conditions. As you can see, this all has to do with the neurological health of humans, such as our brain and our eyes as well. In this image, it goes to show you how the blue light of our screen times of the technology that we do use, how it affects different parts of our body. But since this is mostly about the neurological part, we will be focusing on the top left side and the top right side. It shows that the disruption of the screen time that we usually use and the nighttime, since it's dark and it's only the blue light hitting our eyes, can distract and impair our memory the next following day. And as usual students at that age go to school the next day, this can affect our brains to obtain the learning and teachings that we receive in our school. Now, if you see on the right-hand side, there is evidence that the blue light could damage our retina and through over time can end up leading to cataracts in our eyes. And if that were to worsen, could lead to cancer and a risk of breast cancer and prostate cancers as well. The more the world of technology increases and renovates its ways, the more trouble it will be for the population of that age division. An over-exaggerated amount of screen consistently can create the brain to decrease its speed of comprehension that we would normally develop around that age using books, social interaction, and many more. A research done by Cass Sukol, The Truth About Research on Screen Time, done November 6, 2017, she states that she found that compared to infrequent game players, individuals who play video games to the tune of 9 hours per week show larger volumes in areas of the brain such as nucleus accumbens, linked to reward processing, as well as cortical thickness in the prefrontal cortex, the seat of executive control. Now, this is a little bit more elaborated on a scientific explanation, but this just goes to show you on how our screen time can affect the different areas of our brain and the development and comprehension as well. There are some positive effects that technology does have on our population, such as the educational value and school-related homework and research. It does help it make it easier for us students. Playing videos can improve motor skills and coordination for regular students as well as people who have brain deficits. Internet tools, texting, shared video games are easy and fun and ways to socialize and communicate. These are all ways that technology can improve and increase our population and our generation, but there are way more negative ways as far as health than positive. Ways we can decrease our screen time in technology is to create a screen time limits on our phone, time amount that we spend on our phone, find other things to do, and increase leisure activity. Now, some limitations that may occur while trying to find solutions could be that 99% of the world does use technology on a daily basis. People's addiction to technology is far worse and getting worse, and majority of things that we do nowadays do require technology. The world that we are living in now consists of everything containing some sort of technology, but it's becoming too much to a point where people don't know what to do without it. The neurological system is a very difficult thing to fix when you ruin it with things such as the screens of things that we tend to use every single day on our daily lives. There are many ways to fix that damage that could get worse as the years go on, but first the world has to realize that there is a problem. Overall, the technology does have a very negative effect on the neurological development of people in ages 16 to 25. This is my works cited. Thank you. Questions?
All right, 2 questions. Was there any evidence that you gathered that you didn't use, and if so, why didn't you use it?
There was evidence from a study done in Harvard 2015 that it did show the negative and positive context of the screen time, and it did have a little bit more positive side and did not really help the negative impacts that I was trying to portray in my presentation, so I decided to not include that.
All right, and what advice would you have for researchers that do this do this topic in the future?
I would say for them to try to find a smaller year between, like, for example, like 2003 to 2005 instead of a bigger gap year, because finding a bigger gap year and researching it is harder because there could be a fluctuation between a positive and negative, so it's harder to make it help your research question.